But I know his last name is Arsenault.
I don't know.
Steve, what's that lot worth there? If the lot was just vacant there, what's it worth?
You know,
A
worth
six,
and
a 60-foot,
What do you think it could sell for in a
Okay.
reasonable
you're
period?
gonna sell it, but
that house, it's on the same, plane as a large, much larger lot, but it's a $400-something thousand lot on Citizen.
Okay,
Goofy,
it's a trick question,
that's right.
Yeah.
because what we have is listings at 350.
right,
Mm-hmm,
Okay, that doesn't mean that the marketplace has said, I'll pay 350.
right.
But to get someone to sell,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you gotta
Yeah, you
list it
got-
for.
I think they promise them or whatever.
Well, you gotta
Not
market it
promise
at
them, but-
350 and then see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that they're snapping up every $350,000
Oh, no.
lot
No.
around town.
No.
I noticed that Ben Fatty's getting, doing some work down there on Hancock. You boys, you got those lots you got laid up out in there. What are y'all gonna do with that? On Hancock? but
Hancock and Washington.
There's two big
No,
old signs
past
and there's
Washington.
been no presentation.
Hancock,
just
Valentine, Citizen.
Between
Citizen.
Citizen and Valentine.
I know we have one that we're hoping to do a renovation on the corner of Hancock.
No, there's nothing on this. This is a vacant lot that's got a
This is behind
street cut in
712
there.
South Beach, and
Got about about five home sites, look like
Got
it's sited.
I think they got 70 homes going in there.
It's 3 pieces of property. There's one on the left, right, and one in the back. We just finished the plan for the one in the
Is it
back.
3 houses?
Three, that might work.
So it's only gonna be 3 on that?
I've been told it's 3, but I don't, I've not been 5.
That's what, the property was so expensive, and he's trying to build big houses on it to get his money back, so.
I'm not been fighting nor his designer.
Okay, let's go ahead and, we'll start the meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order for April 14th, 2025 for the Historic Preservation Commission of the City of Bay St. Louis. We will start this meeting as we do all with prayer and pledge of allegiance. Dave, would you lead us in prayer, sir?
No, I wouldn't.
John, you're elected today.
Name
In
of
the
the
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Lord, help us to make good decisions today at this commission and in future commission meetings. And in this Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, John.
I thought you had to say the Lord's Prayer, because I knew that, see, I would've led your prayer for you, like,
Oh, I got,
quick, you know,
man,
praise Father, Son,
I got
Holy
some.
Ghost, he who
Eats the
fastest
Gets
eats
the
the most.
He who trips on the way to the table doesn't eat.
That's right.
All right, Ben Faticans, so you are the first one, and I'm gonna fuss at you again. Yeah. It's, you got arrested for new, did you fill these out cold, or somebody else do this for you?
That was me.
All right. That's more of an addition renovation than new construction, though it is, but regardless, you should have had some photographs of the area, you know, it's, I want you to start reading this, I think this is the second time I've told you about this. Photographs would have helped. Now, are they doing work back there now? Cause he seems like he has
Yeah,
concrete blocks and,
Tearing down some of the old porch and backyard stuff they had already. They had a bunch of, like a whole backyard set up in a deck back there that they had to remove.
oh, okay, that's why photographs are good, so, let's see.
You got nice plans.
Now, the brick steps are new or existing?
They're gonna be new.
And then, I guess that's the brick grill thing, all that.
Outdoor kitchen setup. Just a grill and then they have a drawer under it.
Well, you not have to, you don't need a rear yard variance, nor a side yard variance. It doesn't appear that you do, at least.
No.
All right, open to conversations, comments, questions.
There's no pool back there, is there? Next
Next
door,
door.
there's that pool.
I think that's still their family, so.
I move we accept it.
I second the nomination.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Dave Wessinger to accept as presented, a second by Mr. Steve Haas. Like to vote the motion?
Alright,
Aye. Thank you, sir.
Make
Make
sure
sure
you
you
read
read it. If it says photographs, I wanna see some photographs.
Yes, sir.
You'd be amazed. You're not too bad, but some of them, it's like, where is this place?
it comes in with professional, design plans?
Hey, can we,
We gotta build it, sir.
Yes, good Jeremy, sir.
yeah, let's go do the
Let's do the second one first.
No, let's do
Thank you,
it.
have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Do the third one next, he said.
Yes, we'll do
Alright,
the,
so Randy's not here and he needs a variance too. Randy is in some outside Baton Rouge.
yes,
But
Eunice,
I submitted
Eunice.
it came across my desk and instead of kicking it down the road, I'm like, let me just go add it to the agenda.
That's fine.
But, make the motion, I'll tell y'all what I know.
Well, I'm gonna tell him the same things, that it would have been really good to existing photographs and site plan, because yes, I can figure out what he's wanting to do, but no, you can't.
Actually, you have to interpret it.
You have to interpret it, yes.
It's not that hard.
But let me get this before we're
Not
gonna.
for me, anyway.
It's got that roof, it's got that porch over there with no roof on it with the columns up around the end of it.
That's what they're doing. It
Cover
looks
that
like
over?
they're extending that porch out.
That's, yeah. Presently, this porch on the front, the side view, front view, that does not exist.
So they're gonna add,
There's gonna be more to it
They're
than
gonna
what's there.
add.
Okay,
That's
and they're gonna move,
correct.
they're moving over towards the driveway
Yes, they're actually adding a gable type roof coming out
to
Right.
the front.
to the front.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
Well,
say
that's
that's,
gonna change the complexion of that building dramatically.
Yeah, Dave,
Hey,
you know they got the little, if you went by, they got the little gable end roof over the entrance now.
yeah,
Looks
yeah.
like they're gonna extend that gable all the way
I
up
see
to the
that.
new peak
There at the front. It's got
Right.
that,
and then come out.
yeah. That's gonna really change that house a lot.
Yeah, you'll give us a different look completely, yeah. Well, it'll give just a difference in appearance, not that,
Now, the windows and all in the front gonna stay the same,
looks that way.
yes.
and they just gonna make it longer going to the right, and then
Mhm.
they're gonna make the whole, and cover over what's there, the columns out on the end, and then they're gonna bring that, hip it into the deal and bring a gable out on the front.
Right.
Okay. Now, what,
and then the rear of the house.
That's what
yeah,
it
we'll
is.
talk about the rear
Yeah.
next, but the front, that facade on the front, is that, the vertical with the design on it?
It's in keeping with the neighborhood and that mid-century design they got.
That's a peace sign on the front.
Okay. I mean, is,
What is that, but what is
That's
that
not-
made out of, that,
They-
what is the columns?
thank you.
The columns and that beam going across there and the pattern up there, what is that material they got there?
It looks like the columns are made of wood or have a wood treatment or hardy treatment.
Well,
I'm looking, it's got so much small print on this thing.
yeah, see, unfortunately, he's got, owner must supply specifications on any wall, manufacturing, engineering members, strapping shingles or metal roofing.
That's some kind of shape, look, there's a steel tab, dimensional shingle roof on there?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so they just gonna put that.
But, we'll talk about the back in a minute, a 2-on-12 with a asphalt shingle roof.
That's
Yeah,
well, it's
I
no
picked up
problem.
on that.
It's no problem unless you get wind.
You can
we
go.
never get- Oh, wait, we never get that here, so
You-
what's
you-
the problem?
You can go 2-on-12 with metal roof.
Yes.
You can do it with that roof again if you don't mind taking a chance with it.
Well,
Will your
Uh,
neighbors
You
mind?
put
or-
90-pound roll roofing underneath it,
I
maybe.
don't believe the International Residential Code
Or high
allows,
wind.
other than, I think the minimum shingle roof is either 3 or 4-on-12. I think it's
Yeah.
4-on-12.
4-on-12 is
Is the minimum.
the minimum I've ever seen on a
Right.
shingle roof.
But on a metal roof, it's 1.5 on 12. Believe it or not, that's metal buildings,
Yeah.
almost flat, almost flat. You can just a little drainage is fine, but 2 inches is fine.
I got one that needs that.
I'm gonna,
But say that, is there a notation for the roof on that shed part? I don't see it.
It just says,
They might be.
tie
doing-
into existing roof, 2 on 12, roof to match existing house.
Okay, so they can't do that. But then
No.
again, we can't see that, so that's not really our,
No.
But
not
what,
for us to see.
but what happens is it won't meet building code, we approve it, and it doesn't meet building code, so then it's not approved.
We
So,
could do a if then.
Why don't they go further up on that roof and make the thing a little steeper?
Well,
yes.
Or go to the ridge, that would be the ideal thing, just go straight to the ridge and.
they're,
The next thing is notice they have a ridge vent shown.
if they can provide an ice and water shield, you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah?
and a shingle roof, and have basically a certified roofing, expert, this is what Ricky had required of me one time, to prove that the metal roof can go on top of a shingle roof, cause it was the weight. So he said, I insist on an expert giving his opinion, okay?
So that's what for
Okay.
whenever people choose to do that, you have to have an engineer's stamp.
Well, would you believe that a metal roof is not that heavy, and it probably doesn't even meet the, live load, dead load, and snow load
Man,
requirements?
oh,
But at any rate, that was my argument, but we
Yes.
got him,
Oh, yeah,
cost
no.
him $500
Tin
bucks.
roof don't weigh as much as a
No.
seal tab roof. I mean,
Exactly.
By a long way.
Exactly. So anyway, the long and short of it is, this metal roof is not necessarily a weight issue. It's gonna be a long-term, protection of the house issue. And if a roof expert can say it's okay to do a shingle roof on a 212 pitch with certain criteria for underlayment and certain, requirements of the roofing industry, there's a lot of requirements to make sure that it's a sustainable roof.
I just don't see why they don't make the going up the ridge.
Well, what I'm gonna
towards the
do
ridge.
is I'm gonna suggest that we do a conceptual approval on
Right.
certain things and say these things need to be clarified.
Increase the roof pitch to
meet-
National Residential Code.
Right. Yeah, conceptually, we can approve this,
That's
but
right.
we see some issues here that,
Mhm.
let's do a conceptual approval is what I'm gonna suggest. They also have noted a ridge vent. I do not believe that we allow ridge vents in the historic district.
Well,
You're talking about the
you
one
have to
that-
have a ridge vent if the house is
Right.
not,
It doesn't have one now.
if it's not insulated with foam insulation, it's an open attic, it has to have a ridge vent.
Well,
Or you
a
could put a gable
roof
vent.
vent.
A roof vent of something, it could be
Yeah.
a metal roof
But-
vent, or it could be,
but-
there are a lot of ridge vents in the
I
historic district.
do not think so.
But
I'd have to read it
But they
again.
could put a gable vent in each end.
Yes, they
That's
could put
true.
gable vent, they could
And-
put roof vents on the back,
And electric, or gravity vent.
or the old turtlebacks, or
That's right,
anything.
turtle backs can go too,
But-
right, yeah.
I'm almost, I'd
You-
have to dig to find it, but
That's
I
okay.
don't think we allow that metal roof ridge vent that became so popular for so many years.
Okay.
I
So
don't
it
know
all
if it's
blew off in the next storm.
Yes, that's probably, but, so I'm gonna ask that we list some clarifications, conceptually approve it.
Okay,
Does that sound like enough?
that sounds good.
So let us,
Make the clarification.
clarifications needed,
I'll move you can do that.
clarifications needed. 2 on 12 pitch roof and back.
That does say all metal, shingles or metal roofing must.
Yeah, there's a lot of,
Disclaimer in there, not.
there's a lot of
disclaimer,
disclaimers that aren't specified.
If 2 on 12, then they can put a metal roof.
But then you can't ever get up in there.
No.
I mean, if they went up a little higher, they could insulate it better and get in there
Mm-hmm.
if they needed to. And if it's gonna, and especially for air conditioning duct,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what I have is clarification needed. A 2 on 12 pitch roof in the back may not be suitable for matching the existing roof.
And it's an existing shingle roof.
And it's existing, okay. ridge vent.
Clarify to, historical district standards. That's a.
Yeah, see, there's no ridge vent now. If there was a ridge vent existing, that'd be one thing, but there is not. I deliberately looked at that. So I have ridge vent not allowed in historic district, change vents. There was also questions on the columns in the front, how they're gonna be dressed out.
Right.
That's important.
Yes, that's,
Shoot, I'd use those columns again, they look nice. Just like they are. Lop them off and bring them forward.
They might be,
And
might not be any good.
I had our friends
So,
on my,
so, Jeremy, the Hagar's don't own that anymore? I thought they, at one time, young.
They did.
alright.
Okay,
The other thing is that front facade and the side facade, I need to make, this front facade with the design is fine, but whatever this gable is made
right,
should match.
well, we'd like to have some kind of,
definitive.
Yeah,
a picture of a product,
there you go.
whatever product they're gonna use.
Or if they reuse the old ones, they take,
Yes, I think that.
You know, she said, that they do have on here, all roof vent must be placed per building code.
oh, so they did address it.
Well, yeah, but
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
like whenever we go in, whenever, I don't know if we review the plans, but whenever people put per building code, we generally call and say, we go tell them, put correction notes and says, we're not, you tell us what you're putting there, we're not just gonna put per building code.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
okay, I
that's
see,
a-
that's a
Yeah.
workaround.
Right, let them define what they're
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yeah, like we're not gonna do their work for them.
You're,
you look up the building code, you know, you're gonna put in steps per code, okay, well, you got 6 inch on 10 inch steps, well, no, that doesn't meet. Some inconsistencies in the drawings, this one shows this ridge hitting this ridge, this one shows a ridge beam, there's some. The other thing is, are there any windows in the back?
Sure, there's gotta be.
The, yeah, windows listed must be SDL, yes, there are.
Looks like they got
Windows.
1, 2, 3, 4 windows.
And then we got, it says hardy board color per customer, hardy color is fine. That appears to be either masonite, I don't think it's hardy as there, it's either wood or masonite
What, on the siding?
on the side, on the existing siding.
They got hardy boards of soffit, and then they got vinyl soffit. See, hardy board is not pointing to anything, but just says,
Yeah,
vinyl fascia and barge let's see, E-blocking vinyl soffit, maybe it's existing vinyl. They can continue that if it's existing.
where are you seeing this, John?
It's on page 4 of their, drawings, on the column detail.
Oh, okay, yeah, galvanized, okay, vinyl,
And they're using vented soffit on the other drawing next to it. So it's vented. That means that they gotta have, it shows the ridge vent. Shows the ridge vent.
yes, it does. And the vented soffit's not an issue, but
No. Mm-mm. Yeah, so, he has got R30 insulation in the ceiling.
Who's doing this thing?
Doesn't say what construction company, doesn't say, just says.
yeah, these are a lot of very typical type drawings,
Right.
mostly, it's.
Yeah.
Okay, so the vinyl fascia. Yeah, vinyl fascia, we typically would be,
No, but if it's existing, you can let them do that.
parks.
Lot of clarification needed.
Well, a lot of clarification is all it is.
Yeah, looks like it's got a lot of things, a lot of moving targets to.
Yeah, yeah,
clarify.
Well, at least they're on a 10,000 foot lot. So
Yeah.
they don't have, it's
That's
not
pretty
like,
big in there.
yeah.
The only issue is it's,
okay, these are the clarifications. I got the 2 on 12 pitch roof may not be suitable for matching existing roof. The ridge vents not allowed, need to change the types of vents. Front columns, how they'll be dressed out and finished. Front gable, we need details of what will be used. Windows need to be SDL, and the fascia shown as vinyl, what is the existing?
okay.
Alright, conceptually, is there anything wrong with the,
No, no, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
I move we accept it with the conditions that you elucidated.
A second.
okay, we have a motion by Mr. Dave Wessinger to conceptually approve as presented with the clarifications needed as I have listed, which I've got written on the sheet, Jeremy, which I will provide you. And have a second by Mr. Bazoo. Vote the motion.
Alright,
Aye.
and for our own clarification, which you read prior to the meeting.
Yes, I will, the clarifications needed
I
are,
mean, you already read them.
yes, I have.
So we're
They
good.
just give them to me after.
And I have them written here, which I will
And you
provide.
memorialize
Conceptually approved with clarifications, with,
Clarifications needed, yes. Before a certificate of appropriateness will be issued.
And we read our clarifications out
Yes.
loud before.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
You gotta keep me in line, Steve, you're doing a good job.
No, you did good.
we approve of it.
Well, it just sounded like he was
At
saying,
least
he wrote
until
them
next-
down and
at
then you
least
can
until
submit them
next
with,
meeting.
yeah.
You don't have a vote on the hand, do it.
Won't be
No,
the first
he
time.
never-
Would be the first time.
Oh,
Cliff,
never mind.
Cliff, by the way, that ridge, the gable on the front, it does hit at the same place on the side drawing down on the front.
It does?
Yeah, it does. If you look at it.
Okay, it is down
It's set
just a
down
hair,
from there.
just a hair, okay.
alright, for this one, we're just gonna have to do the discussion if we don't have the quorum.
Okay, yes.
Happily.
And if you want to, try to contact Mr. Seifel,
Do you have a clue, is Matt in the country or is he out of the country?
No,
You
I
don't know.
sent something out this morning,
When
he
is
said,
Yeah, when are you around this today?
I don't think I can make it to historical preservation today, so like, he told me that, so. Like, y'all wanna discuss this, or just, or if you wanna
Yes,
just wait till,
what I would like to
May?
do, discuss it, first thing is, I'd like to make a motion that we table it after discussion with a preliminary vote.
well, you can't even table it, cause you don't have the votes for the table.
Oh,
Can you call
we-
Mr.
we
Stifel's
can't
just
reach
on the off
Patty on
chance
the
that he
phone?
picks up?
well,
It
let me,
doesn't have to be within the confines of the United States.
oh, wait,
So, like,
wait,
if
wait,
y'all-
wait, wait, wait,
If
wait.
y'all wanna do.
I will be out at 12:30. What time is it, guys?
It's 26, is that right?
25 minutes.
Okay, Patty says I will be out at 12:30, yes.
Okay.
So,
That's what I thought I
And
read.
tell her just to call us as soon as she's out, or.
So y'all wanna vote on the minutes?
yes,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. We'll
Yeah,
vote
come
on
on.
the minutes. I'll ask John if you wanna look at the minutes, or maybe you already have.
I approve the minutes.
Are there any additions? I second that.
No.
Alright, Bazoo, Dave,
Just saying, tell her to call me. Or if she's right around the corner.
No,
Just get
she's
a song or
somewhere that,
something, get a
call
little
me
song or
when
something.
you are available.
She does play, sports.
She might be playing tennis.
No, I mean, did she need some massage? She plays sports. She's an athlete.
She could.
All right, minutes, from last month,
In
we had,
a therapeutic sort of way.
I would like to. I tried to put this up.
okay.
Oh, this is.
Does anybody, have any comments? Dave, you said no changes to the minutes?
No.
John, I know you.
No change.
Okay, so,
I move we accept the minutes as presented.
I'll vote
okay,
if I'm allowed.
yes, you're allowed to vote.
Yes.
All right, So I have a motion to accept minutes by Mr. Dave, I have a second by Steve Haas. Vote the motion.
Aye.
Aye. Dave, aye.
Oh, we did that in order.
Okay.
That was organized, that was pretty efficient.
All right, and Patty says she will call in just a moment. I think that was,
Okay, so before she
What- yes.
calls, what we're proceeding with here is the first, a request for demolition,
yes.
And a conceptual review.
and then a review conceptually of a
Mhm.
replacement, subject to whatever city
To-
ordinances that she's gotta come through.
Wait for a call if you want.
Okay,
understand.
but do you have
You can review the pictures, yeah, the first pictures of it back in 98.
Yeah, and these guys, all three of us have actually been to that house
yeah, we,
quite a bit, and so I think we're.
Yeah, I've
actually-
seen the picture.
And it is 700 square feet, I don't even think. you
It's
could-
less, it's 600 something
Yeah,
square.
it is a tiny, tiny house, and it is a weekend camp, probably was, I don't know if it was built on site or moved in on trailers, I mean, it was a little bit bigger than a storage shed.
I tell you how my partner and associate
Yes.
discusses, everybody and their brother back in the day would go to the railroad yard and steal wood from the old boxcars and build their frickin' shacks
Yeah,
with boxcar wood and whatever they can salvage.
and,
And it looked like a lot of that, but
but you know what, it's been there a long time.
been there a real long time and it withstood many hurricanes.
Didn't blow, and, it's there.
It's in a good protected area, and that's the other thing. They only had like this much water back there.
oh, that's high, yeah,
Wait,
It's
what's
high
that
ground.
address again?
That's
Uh,
Washington and,
259 Washington, it's
Third.
just on the beach side of Third Street on Washington. You know, you
Right.
got the
The church is
Washington.
on the whole corner.
yeah, and it's
there
right,
from
it's
street.
behind Valina C. Jones's church on, Second. That's,
Yeah, cause between the tracks and the beach, that corner didn't flood
No,
on Central,
That's right.
no, one of the highest, points.
is what
Yeah.
I call the Central Business District
that was,
It's in-
it really was.
of Bay St. Louis.
It was at one time.
The only department store was Lucich's.
I used to go there,
That's where we go. Anyway,
maybe Towers Grocery, I'm not sure.
yeah, I took a shot at the geoportal map, and, those are off by so many feet. We're pretty sure that's an incorrect depiction of where the house
Yes,
actually
that-
sits
that-
on the lot. It's, the geoportal shows it with
Yes.
skewed.
Yeah,
I
and
drive by that house every day.
she's got ample room, even if the house
It is
is,
an eyesore.
I'll tell you this, I thought it was the old funeral home. They said, no, the funeral home was next door to the left.
Yeah, I know where the funeral home was.
What? Sam Dorsey told me, he says, no. He said, that also was the funeral home. They laid out Uncle So-and-so in that building.
Yeah.
I said, you gotta kid me, Sam. He says, no, I'm telling you, that's the truth. I said, so my back of my mind was always, that was a funeral home too. He said, that was.
Sometimes
Oh.
you're right.
Hmm?
It's like on Main,
Yeah.
Main Street, whatever that, Labatt House was a funeral business. And the one to the left that sits low to the ground wasn't funeral, it was where they store the coffins.
Well, the coffin's one thing, the bodies are something else.
That's right.
in this area of the country, for sure.
Storing the coffins there, I don't find that to be.
Well, it's,
There are people who are attracted to that.
That's right. Necrophiliac.
You know them personally? Anyway, okay, so what is in front of us here?
what we have is a request to demo and to demolish, and then to
Rebuild.
rebuild, a conceptual review for the rebuild, and as stated, the rebuild would be
That's
very
subject-
similar.
So you're gonna have a replica house, a miniature Rodney Core replica house.
No,
The house that's there now,
it's not gonna have a Rodney Core.
no, one thing that's for sure is that
This is-
trying to get her to make a decision, she says, I'm not gonna make, she's coming down Wednesday and we're gonna discuss, look, I sent this to her after a couple of iterations of a floor plan that she gave me, which was too big, and like I told her, I said, you sent me a floor plan over 1,000 square feet, and that's gonna cost you much, plus her budget. And even this, if you take the square footage of about 750 for the house and another 72 for the, porch, 96, excuse me, for the porch, basically, it meets the criteria. 750 minimum for the house is what's required based on Lewis. So I've tried to draw her something up that looked somewhat historical with screen porch. She loved it. It's a little bit similar to what she's had before. Discussions on gable ends versus hip ends of the roof. I've been discussing it with my builder with me. And he says, you know, if they're gable ends, you don't have less of those long runs of hips, which is true. But you're,
I thought you were a builder.
no, it's a hip, it's gable ends.
No, I
Now-
thought you were a builder.
I am, but I got a jackleg carpenter that's been doing it for 55 years.
That's okay.
I just explained it to him.
Okay, but we discussed framing, and framing, the gable ends might be an advantage, it'll look like the old structure as well.
The thing is, if it's
Hip.
hip, it's gonna be tall, and it's not gonna look right with the scale of the building.
Right.
Whereas if you put a gable, you can lessen the height
Right.
in relation to because the height of the wall is gonna be one thing, but the size.
Okay, this is
It's
Patty.
Just 8-foot ceilings, and it's gonna be, we want,
Patty,
Hey, yes, I'm sorry, I'm available, parked, and at
the-
your service.
you called at the right time. We are discussing at 259 Washington Street, Miss Susan Steckel. It's a long story, but she owns the property. That house by the city has been looked at, I think it's on the verge, if it hasn't already been declared, derelict. We, Mr. Bazoo, myself, and Dave Wessinger have been to the house. We looked at it. We have a request to allow demolition of the house. And what we're discussing right now is what are we looking at when she rebuilds? Right now, the intention is to rebuild something of similar size. And that's the discussion that's going on. But I guess let us, while we have Patty here,
Okay.
because the first thing we need to do is, are we gonna allow the demolition with the, understanding that something of similar size and style will be built?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
intent.
I will need a motion from, now,
Wait.
John Bazoo has to recuse himself because he is
Okay.
working, so that's why I needed you.
Just for the record, can you identify Patty?
Okay,
for
we
me?
have Miss Patty Keating is joining the meeting for this one vote via telephone.
I move that we accept the application for demolition based on the conceptual approval of a replica house or something in place of it approved by this commission.
Okay, we
I'll
have,
second.
we have a motion by Mr. Dave Wessinger and a second by Patty to approve the demolition of this house based on the approval of the conceptual replacement house of similar style and size. Is that,
Or
okay.
conditioned,
May I condition upon, I told Ms. Steckel that we would condition the demolition upon approval of the new drawings and a building permit, unless the city requires demolition right away or sooner than later, and has the trust that she will rebuild. Other than that, I think that it'd be in our all of our motions, that she has no problem with letting it sit there until she has a building permit, valid permit, and, permission to demolish. at that time.
my experience, and Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the city, if they feel like we are going to get a demolition done, then they will hold off because it has become such a legal
Yeah.
entanglement for them to actually enforce that. So that I think that the city
And like,
would,
if y'all give approval, it would go and help out us more, help us out better to say, hey, they gave approval. But but you have to wait for a building permit because
Yes.
that, like, if you just say, well, demo it, that's better than
No.
anything else.
But we're gonna ask that it be approved contingent on a building permit being,
Right.
and the owner has agreed to that?
Yes,
Yeah.
and approval of the plans, cause I'm
Approval
gonna
of the
do,
plans and a building permit being issued, demolition will be approved.
Okay.
Alright, that was the motion then,
And Dave made the motion, she seconded it?
yes.
Oh.
Now, John can't vote.
Sorry.
So,
Motion to approve demolition of dwelling.
contingent on approval.
final
of a
approval.
Replacement house
Mhm.
and a building permit being issued. Which is standard, which are our standard
Mhm.
thing we do. Alright, I'd like to vote the motion.
Aye.
Steve is aye. Aye. Alright, passes, 4 with, Mr. The Zoo, recusing himself. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you.
What about conceptual?
Sorry, I forgot.
Hey, hang on, John.
The conceptual,
Oh, the conceptual, hang on, Patty, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, the conceptual, we.
can I go over that with y'all if that's
Yes,
any?
we can go over it real quick.
Real quick, just real quick. You saw the drawing that I submitted with the facade.
Yes,
That's subject to change. Instead of the gable, instead of the hip ends, we're considering gable ends, which I will discuss with the owner this week. And a new drawing, a new conceptual drawing will be sent, or final drawings will be sent for approval. In other words, we're close to final drawings if we just modify these. Okay. Like, for example, I got SDL windows. We might just put 1/1s instead of a thing. She talked about that. And I can, quick, the latest is this. This is a little bump out of the new plan. I'm sorry, that's not the plan, where's the plan? Shoot,
but the final, the
The final-
drawings to be submitted
that goes away.
will be submitted once they're finalized.
That goes away, this little bump out stays, and this, we're gonna move the porch out front, here, and we're gonna give her more room here. This becomes a bigger room. So, that creates 750 square feet plus probably, in the living, which it's just a little slight bigger than the other one. It has the same look of the old house,
The
but
only real difference is.
This goes
if
away.
This
She-
is cut in right
yeah, she
there,
had all of
and
that
it's good.
that
Okay.
she wanted, and I said, you can't
It's-
have it, not with
It's
that
nice.
price.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she's got budget constraints.
Yeah, and I went up.
So do I.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
don't we all? Alright, so, Dave,
Yeah, I move
Comment.
that we, accept the, conditional, conceptual plans that John has submitted and is going to revise
So we're gonna do
for
two.
final.
Okay, so we have two motions so we had one motion, now we have two motions.
We have one accepted motion.
Yeah, so now we wanna do another.
we're gonna do it, yes, this will be a second motion for conceptual, for
Motion
acceptance
to
of the
approve
conceptual review
conceptual.
is what we're gonna be
Gotcha.
doing. Alright, so Dave, are you making a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion that we accept, Mr. Bazoo's proposal for a conceptual, plan, and that we want to see the finalized plan
Before we'll issue a
before
certificate of
give a final,
Mhm.
approval.
which is not, that's what conceptual review is.
But we
So
should-
I have a motion by Mr. Dave Wessinger to accept the conceptual review as presently presented, and that the final approval will
Be present.
final approval will be given after drawings are presented. Is that,
If we approve the final.
yeah, well, after we.
I was thinking the same thing, but that's
After
okay,
we-
then it's not a
after they're
conceptual
approved.
under
No,
that
no,
way.
it's
If-
after the final
Yeah.
drawings are approved.
Right.
Alright, that is the motion by Mr. Dave Wessinger.
Final.
I second it.
I have a second by Mr. Steve Haas.
I vote yea.
Alright. Cliff, just go write this down, cause these cause whenever y'all go different minutes, it just takes, it's hard to give the system.
I will write down
Yeah.
the motion.
All
then.
right.
All right, I have a vote of yay by
Yay,
Steve.
pass,
Ms. Patty has voted approve it. Dave has approved it, and I approve it. So it's passed 4-0 with Mr. John Mizzou recusing himself.
Thank you. Ms. Steckel thanks you.
All right, Patty, now we done, Dave.
All right, motion to adjourn? Or go?
All right, thank you. All right.
Go back to lunch.
Yay, hey.
Okay.
Are we gonna?
Good, we got it
Motion
here.
to adjourn?
I'll need a motion to adjourn.
He made.
I made a motion.
Okay, John Mizzou has a motion to adjourn.
I second.
I have a second by Mr. Dave.
Aye.
All right, passed 4-0.
All right, I have a meeting at 1 with, who is his name, Christian something?
Who?